Welcome to the Manila Bulletin Daily Rundown, where we bring you the latest stories that matter to Filipinos straight from the heart of the Manila Bulletin newsroom. Here's the quick rundown of today's top stories. Wednesday, July 30th. DOJ has new witness in Sabungeros case, according to SOJ Remulla. Justice Secretary Jesus Crispin Remulla said the Department of Justice now has a very important witness in the case of missing Sabungeros, cockfight enthusiasts. During an interview with journalists on Tuesday, July 29th, Remulla said the DOJ secured the witness after the relief of a police service commander from the investigation of the case. Both the witness and the relieved police officer were not named by Remulla. He said the new witness bolsters the credibility of whistleblower Julie Dondon Patidongan, an accused in the case who claims that the missing Sabungeros were killed for cheating and that some of the bodies were dumped into the Taal Lake in Batangas. He added that the new witness offered not only testimonial evidence but also real evidence. Remulla clarified that the relieved police officer was not involved in the Sabungeros case. He said the relief was allowed by Philippine National Police Chief General Nicolas Torre III to enhance the investigation of the case. Senate to decide on Vice President Duterte's impeachment trial on August 6th. The Senate will decide on August 6th on whether or not to proceed with the impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Duterte, following the recent Supreme Court ruling that declared the impeachment complaint unconstitutional. Senate President Francis Chiz Escudero announced on Tuesday, July 29th, that the chamber, during a caucus, agreed to set a specific date to deliberate on the matter. The move, he said, is intended to give senators sufficient time to study the SC's 97-page decision, along with the concurring and separate opinions filed by 5 or 6 justices. The decision to defer action until the session resumes next week aims to ensure a thorough and informed review of the High Court's ruling before the Senate takes any definitive stance. According to Senate Minority Leader Vicente Tito Soto III, he was the one who suggested the date. ICC urged to dismiss Duterte's appeal to delay jurisdiction ruling. The Office of Public Counsel for Victims urged the International Criminal Court's Pre-Trial Chamber 1 to reject former President Rodrigo Duterte's request to delay its decision on the defense's jurisdiction challenge. In a filing dated July 24th, Principal Counsel Paulina Masida asked the chamber to dismiss the defense's request to defer the decision on its jurisdiction challenge, saying that it lacks any proper procedural foundation and is irreconcilable with the interests of victims. The former president's defense team has challenged the legal basis for continuing the proceedings against the former chief executive. In a previous filing, the defense team argued that the ICC no longer has jurisdiction over the case because the Philippines was no longer a state party to the Rome Statute at that critical point in time. Habagat brings occasional rains over Northern Luzon. The Philippine Atmospheric, Geophysical and Astronomical Services Administration on Wednesday, July 30th, said the southwest monsoon, or Habagat, continues to affect the country and is expected to bring occasional rains over parts of northern Luzon. PAGASA weather specialist Loriedin de la Cruz Galicia said there are no low-pressure areas or tropical cyclones inside the Philippine area of responsibility for the next 2 to 3 days. Aside from the Habagat, no other significant weather systems are affecting the country. Over the next 24 hours, the Habagat will bring occasional moderate to heavy rains over northern Luzon, particularly in the Ilocos region, Batanes, Babuyan Islands, Abra, and Benguet. 8.7 magnitude earthquake in Russia's Far East sets off tsunami warnings in Japan, Alaska, and Hawaii. Tsunami warning sirens were blaring Tuesday in Honolulu, and people were told to move to higher ground after an 8.7 magnitude earthquake off Russia's far eastern coast. Traffic was backed up in some neighborhoods in Honolulu, and officials were preparing to open a mountain pass as an evacuation route out of Waianae, a coastal community on the island of Oahu, said SATE Representative Darius Kila. Even though it's summer break, some schools issued alerts canceling sports and other activities. The Pacific Tsunami Warning Center said waves of 1 to 3 meters above tide level were possible along some coastal areas of Hawaii, Chile, Japan, and the Solomon Islands. Waves of more than 3 meters were possible along some coastal areas of Russia and Ecuador. Stay updated with the latest news. Visit our website at www.mb.com.ph or follow us on social media. Thanks for tuning in to the Manila Bulletin Daily Rundown.